Welcome to this episode of Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Hatchet. What's up, Hatchet?
Not much. How are you today?
I'm doing great, man. So our interview's taking off pretty good.
Oh, that's good. Hopefully people are learning.
Your first one has over 4,000 views.
Dang.
So people like it.
That's a good thing. I hope they learn a lot from it.
Yeah, a lot of people related to the foster care system and all that stuff that you were talking about.
Yeah, so actually off of those interviews so far, I've actually had a lot of people reach out, and I've been talking to them personally off of my TikTok.
That's awesome, man. So today I got a couple questions for you.
Right.
So you made a couple videos, and you made one about old ladies.
Oh, yeah.
Don't piss off your old lady.
Yeah, you don't want to piss off your old lady because, divorce happens. It does. And all those secrets that you kept, and she is mad. Oh, is she going to spread it? She's going to spread it like wildfire. And I think you're actually doing an interview with the lady that's the same way. I knew that was going to happen as soon as I saw it. I was like, oh, yeah, I've been watching that lady for a year.
She burned their patches.
Oh, yeah. So that's not actually an uncommon thing in the biker world. I've seen ladies, oh, yeah, since my husband went to the jail for the club and you guys ain't doing nothing, burn patches, burn bikes. Women are vicious. You got to have the right woman.
So what happens if a woman burns a patch?
So some clubs, they'll 86 her and they're like, oh, at least she just burned a patch. Some clubs, I've seen one lady actually get greenlit over it. And I was like, what? Like, they hold them to a policy. They hold them just like brothers at that point. It is crazy. I've seen women do a lot of stuff. Women do a lot of stuff. I'm glad, I'm blessed. My old lady, she's ride or die, and I don't have to worry about that with her. But I also know I'm not going to piss her off like that.
Yeah. Because you were saying that she was telling a story about chasing another MC, right?
Yeah.
And you were saying that they treat the woman just like one of the members if she's on the bike while you're doing that type of stuff.
So now day and age, there's not that unspoken rules. Like it has, you got female support clubs that get down just as dirty as the guys do. And if you're going to try and keep that animosity down and you want it away from your house and you don't want it around your kids and your old ladies, then don't bring your old ladies to do that type of stuff. You don't break off of a pack to go chase a single bike down with your old lady on the back. And you know what she said? She said he had one in one side and another on the other side for him. Well, when you do that, all the rules change right across the board. And it's not just for those two. It's for the whole MC. So I always tell people, family comes first, work and club. And your family will turn into your club if you do it right. But still, I don't want to see my brother with the sister on back of the bike chasing, because who knows, down the road, one of them's riding up in a car and you got your old lady on the back and they pop, and she's covering your whole back. She's getting hit. You're not.
Yeah.
And so that just puts you in a dangerous situation right there. And then, you know what happens when a man loses his old lady like that? Then retaliation's 10 times worse. They won't care about anything.
No. So it's an unwritten rule that you don't go to someone's house.
It is an unwritten rule in America. In America. See, I'm not talking about all the other countries because all the other countries have different rules. Wherever I get you, I get you. Matter of fact, there's this one club that I know. They had their startup. They went to a restaurant and they beat down this guy in front of his old lady and kids, and it was all over social media. I can't believe they did that, blah, blah, blah. Well, you did it to them. And it's always those ones that call wolf. I mean, they're like, oh, yeah, oh, don't do that to me. They're the ones that started.
Yeah.
So it's on your own. At that point, you opened up that can of worms, and it's hard to close that can after you open it.
So what kind of trouble have you seen old ladies put members in?
You'll get some that get real mouthy, drunk, and dancing, and next thing, oh, he's hitting on me, and then that the brother gets knocked out. I've seen all kinds. I've seen all kinds. A lot of times when you roll up, it's always the old ladies that start stuff. Actually, there's a bunch of biker wars that were started over old ladies. Like the main big patches everybody sees and they glorify. A lot of those wars are started over old ladies. By seeing old ladies, you'd be riding down the street and then you stop and all of a sudden, oh, that guy looked at me strange, and she runs up because she got patchitis because her old man's the president. She didn't earn anything. And she's up in this dude's face, and pretty soon it's a brawl. It's a brawl right there. Going to bars with old ladies. That it is the most craziest thing. Actually, one of my bar fights that I got into was because my old lady. So this chick, she goes, well, he's a fucking asshole. And she's like, oh, you want to talk about my brother like that? All right. And I'm standing there with he was my national. I'm standing there and she comes by and she goes, I'm going to go beat the bricks off this chick. I was like, okay, I'm going to see this. I told my P, I said, you stay right here. I'm going to go out there. He didn't stay right there. He went out there. He wanted to see it. And it was 5 girls on my old lady, and my old lady handed them. Boom, boom, boom. She was throwing them around like rag dolls on top of them. My old lady's she's a scrapper. Matter of fact, when I got with her, the sheriff, a guy broke into our house. And my old lady knocked the guy out of the house. And the sheriff asked, hey, you want to press charges? She says, no. She called me from the sheriff's office because she didn't want to press charges. He wanted to make sure that guy made it home safe. But at the bar, I didn't get into it till her boyfriend jumped in. And when he jumped in, I stepped in. I said, hey, man, you need to step back. And he pushed me. Well, I went to go clock him, and my brother pulls me off. And then this guy turns around and hits another one of my brothers. My brother fighting him. And then he couldn't win that fight, so he went over to another brother. And then he turned around and came at my P. And at that time, I just slid him right here. Boom, hit him. Gave him 60 stitches. Bam, one time. I had all my rings on my hand. And so cops end up showing up. This is when everybody realized that it could have been way more serious than what it was. Because they're like, cops are coming. My P at the time, he was like, let's go. I said, they're just going to chase us down the road. So we might as well just walk in there and sit down and have a beer and wait for them. So that's what we did.
Simple fight, right?
Yep. And so they come in. Of course, the whole bar's pointing at me. Oh, he's the one that did it. I mean, this guy's face looked like Carrie. Like, he was bleeding head. What'd you hit him with? I said, my hand. And so I hand my rags over to my old lady, and I walk outside, and he puts me in handcuffs. And if he wasn't an asshole to the cops, I would have went to jail. So I've seen old ladies get into it where we had to stand there and back up the old ladies. A lot of times, like if I got to handle old lady, like old ladies out line, I will use my old lady. What I mean by that is I won't hit an old lady. Like I already had that one domestic once in my whole life, never going to go through that shit again. So if I got to handle old lady, I just tell my old lady, go whoop that bitch's ass. And she will. She'll go right over there. And she won't stop till I tell her to. Anybody in the world can tell her, get off. No, no, done, done, done. She knows who to listen to. When I think we had enough, and that's actually how I lost my diamond the first time, handling an old lady that way. Because I told my old lady, go beat the bricks off that bitch. And she did. 2 black eyes, missing hair, knocked out some of her teeth, ribs got broken. My old lady's a scrapper.
You were saying on one of your videos that when people prospect, no old ladies around.
So that is the old school way. The old school way is do not bring your old ladies around prospecting. But this new generation of people, like you can't work at your regular job without them FaceTiming their old lady on the phone 24/7 with the old lady. So during the hang around time, we want you to get introduced with the club so that you have friends, your old ladies. And a lot of times during the prospecting, we changed it up a little bit. During the prospecting time, their old ladies allowed there, but the men are working. So if she interferes with that at any time, then she's 86 till he becomes a full patch. And they know that. So they're okay with it. They're like, I see him, he's good. And it's sad that we have to raise the men and the women that way. But nowadays you have to. You have to raise them.
Have you seen women try to get involved when people are prospecting?
All the time. So that's the reason why a lot of clubs don't do it that way. Oh, I can't believe you're treating my man like a piece of trash. All he's doing is picking up trash. We ain't treating him like trash. And this is a rule of thumb. The reason why that we teach prospects that is because you're standing there. It's your clubhouse. You're flicking cigarette butts out on the ground. You need to pick that up. You need to treat that with respect. I never flick a cigarette butt out at anybody's clubhouse. That's their house. So I'm going to treat it with respect. And another thing, the biggest thing is that you serve the table so that one day someone serves the table for you. And that's the reason why I don't personally treat them like trash. I've seen guys, I have a pack of cigarettes and I want you to go to Arkansas. It better be stamped, blah, blah. I've seen that. So when those guys are in disciplinary, I make them ride. I'll be like, I need a pack of cigarettes from Colorado. It's about 20-hour ride there and 20-hour ride back. You got 48 hours to bring me a pack of cigarettes. I'm a dick. Like, if you're a dick to one of my prospects, I'm a dick to you. That's the reason why I can't literally leave my house. Like, I had to put us on silent because my chat's already blown up. They're already wondering what I'm doing today. It's Saturday. Oh, we're going to go out riding. When we're going to go riding? I get off work. It'd be 3 o'clock in the morning. I got a bro showing up at my work. Hey, let's go ride for a little bit. It is unreal. And they do that with me constantly because I help raise all of them. So they're constantly, like, I break my phone. I throw it out this window right now. Within 20 minutes, someone's going to bring me a phone.
Yeah.
And that's because how I raised them.
What do you think of what's going on in Colorado right now?
Colorado.
That you came from there. Yeah, with the Venezuelan gangs and all that.
So they've been there actually ever since I was little. I used to roll with sets all the time, and they'd go after those type of people. And it's just been an escalating problem. And a lot of people, like, I make fun of it. I'm like, yeah, all the outlaws come over there and do it. But in reality, it's the outlaws that are going to get arrested. We're the ones that are going to get incarcerated. And we're the ones that are going to be away from our families, right? So really, are we going to go out there and help the civilian life? Because, you know, they're just going to throw us in jail.
Or the cops won't do it.
Yeah, the cops won't do it. But see, the thing is America is trained to, when we see the blue lights, we stop. On occasion, you know, they'll have to call backup. Or, you know, they have trained society to be that way. And they're just not used to that type of violence. And nobody around here is going used to it. And, you know, the veterans, you're taking away veterans' guns. You're taking away all the outlaws' guns. We're used to violence, but that's extreme violence that they're willing to go to. So you got to match that. And I'd say it'd be a glorious day, because everybody kept on asking me, what would it sound like? What would it be like if all the bikers got together? Yeah, it'd be like Revelations, the dragon, you know, and you'd hear it miles and miles away. That would just be an intimidating sound. Now, is it going to happen? No, because America loves fighting Americans, plain and simple. Out of enough pain, once there's enough pain, then it will happen. But if there's no pain, then it's not going to happen.
You think it's possible for them to band together?
If enough people, like, I'm going to tell you, if a couple of nationals, their families get hurt, yeah, they'll band together. But until that, no, it ain't going to happen. And it'd have to be the big nationals. I'm talking about the big four. Well, five now.
So for the people out there that don't know, what is a 1%er?
All right. So the 1%er, the way of life is 1%er, is that pretty much we live by the Constitution. We live by the common law. Okay. We handle our own business. We don't need anybody else handling our own business. We're the top of the chain in the motorcycle world. And that means, you know, we're the ones that run the laws, basically, in the motorcycle world. A 1%er, by definition, is that we don't need help. By definition, we are the top. We don't need anybody working on our bikes. We live the outlaw life. And it's changed a whole lot in society.
And there's other percenters, right? Like different categories.
So you have your 3%. That's normally a military. And then you have your 99, which is your support, small MCs, or MC is your 99. So at the top of the chain is 1%. Everyone strives to be the 1%.
And did you guys have to go through a lot to get them patches?
So we took our name, and we have fought for the 1% ever since we took the name. So when we took it, like, our trademark is literally 1% Cossacks. That's how it's trademarked. So the 1% is trademarked into our name. So we have a trademark on our back patch, and we also have a trademark on our name. So that is actually our name. But for our diamond, there's been a lot of fighting over this diamond.